Texas Raptor here from Retro Gamers. A lot of people have been asking me to talk about these quarter arcades that I posted on Facebook. And, you know, they not talking about these, which are kind of neat. These little keychains. They got a Space Invaders, a Pac-Man, they have a Tetris, Galaxian, Galaga, Miss Pac-Man. There are a few others that they did come out with. These are kind of neat. Kind of show you what these look like. You get the little marquee that turns on, and it looks like your typical arcade. Plays pretty good. So not too bad. Does have a small screen. So of course I'm not going to be able to play this backwards, but there you go. But what everyone was interested in was when I showed a picture of these guys. So right now there's a Pac-Man and a Galaga out. They have, these are actually created by a company called Numbskull, which Think Geek actually carries these. I think they're on Entertainment Earth. You can actually also get them on Amazon. They have a track and field coming out. They have a Miss Pac-Man that should be out already. They're talking about doing a Burger Time, but they have a Dig Dug planned. They have a bunch of them. So this one they started out with for the anniversary of Pac-Man. And so it's actually powered by USB. You have a volume control, and this is your power button. So if I turn it on, you can see the marquee lights up, and the loading screen, once it comes up, it actually loads up just like the arcade machine would. There's your loading graphic and all of that, and now plays exactly like Pac-Man. You feel like it's basically a miniature arcade. The fan is exactly where it was in the arcade. You've got your vents, your quarter slots, which if you hit the quarter return, that's your one player, and then you start, and then you can, of course I'm playing this backwards, but plays identical to your arcade. So really neat. The Pac-Man one came with a special coin, which I forgot to get. But so here's the coin it came with. So it's actually a really neat Pac-Man coin. Can I show that a little closer? And recently at Think Geek, so these go for roughly about $150, but they did have on sale for $100 Galaga, which is, to be honest, I know Pac-Man is iconic, but this was the arcade that I played the most. So when you load this one up, you know, same as the Pac-Man, you got your loading screen, you've got all your vents in the right place, volume on the back, again controlled by USB to charge it. I do not know the battery length on this, but it is doesn't take long to charge to full capacity either. But again, it's just, you know, you hit your quarter slot, hit your start game. I'm going to try to play this backwards. Not doing that good. Again, hard to see from here. This would be a good challenge. Yeah, not that good going upside down. But, so, show you the back of this one. Almost identical to the Pac-Man. They did recreate the arcades rather well, because on Pac-Man you had the vents here. On Galaga you had a little bit different of a setup, so they actually copied it. You can tell they did not even use the same frame, because you can see a height difference. So they really did recreate it as best possible. So these all are the quarter arcades. If you Google quarter arcades numbskull, you will actually come to their website, and you can see they have all the release dates listed. But you can actually see everything that they've got planned. So even though I know a lot of people are liking the one-up arcades, they do take up a lot of room. They're a lot more expensive. These fairly small. They really don't weigh that much, and they are an exact replica in every way. So anyone that is interested in owning an arcade, this is probably your best way to go. Think Geek, normally when you have some new ones coming out, that's when they tend to put them on sale. Like I said, this one just went on sale probably beginning of June, if I had to guess. Hard to find the Pac-Man in stores. You can get it online still, and I've seen it on Amazon. I've seen them as Pac-Man 1 on Amazon, and I think those are the only 3 that are out so far. There's a lot of talk of others that they're doing. I hope they continue. I would love to see like Moon Patrol, because I loved Moon Patrol. 1943, 1942, a lot of the older arcades. Time Pilot would be neat to see, because Time Pilot was a fun one. And maybe, who knows, they'll even go into some of the newer ones. It would be interesting to see like Ninja Turtles arcade. I don't know if you'd be able to fit 4 people around there. But I would love to see them maybe do Tron, because Tron was a very fun arcade game, or even Star Wars, to do the vector graphics on that. I know they released a 1-up, but who in the world has room for, especially the sit-down one? So it would be neat to see them in this size. Like I said, I hope they continue. There are a lot of others that they're talking about. I did not see these at like E3. I actually looked into it when we were in Think Geek one day, and this Pac-Man one was being shown. And then all of a sudden, they went on sale, and then this Galaga I was hoping to get fairly, as quick as I could, but then it went on sale. So they still have some of these, so if you're around a Think Geek, I would definitely take a look, but they will be going fast, just because they are an exact replica. This thing's got, if you manage to hit the kill screen, as it's called in Pac-Man, it does operate exactly like that. So you get to after the last key, the kill screen is exact. So again, excellent recreations. I tried to get Texas Cat to play these, but it's not her type. She decided instead to play Animal Crossing over and over and over again. But again, as you can see, art exactly like it should be. Even the backs, more artwork, and then I really like that they had these light up. The one thing you will want to do, because we ran into a problem with this one, is make sure the joystick works. They've had a few issues. They think they fixed the problem, but what happens is, let me turn that one off, is that once you get it, make sure you hear the click, just like the arcades, and then I would definitely try it and make sure that it goes in all directions. Other than that, there hasn't really been any problems. They do sell out rather quickly. I was amazed that Think Geek still have the Galaga, and it's just the perfect replica for any game enthusiast. So highly recommend it. And then of course, if you don't have room for that, you can even go for the little little keychains. You can find these at, we found them at like Cracker Barrel, but I think Even Thinky does them. But you know, it's a neat little thing. Been tempted to put this on my desk at work, but it gets some interesting looks. Most people know I'm a game fanatic there, so. But again, these play just like the original. So neat little thing. Like I said, they released a fair amount of them. Let's see if I can actually put all of these in one hand. We actually don't have all of them. There we go. So that's the ones we have. There are a few. I believe Dig Dug got released, and then they were talking about Moon Patrol, and I really wish they do Moon Patrol. That's my, behind Galaga, that's my all-time favorite. So, nice little size comparison. Again, these aren't that big. They're called quarter arcades because they are 1/4 the size of an actual arcade. So again, really neat little arcade. Highly recommend it. And as I get more, I will definitely post it, do another live stream. And one thing that I will do, I'll grab over here and grab these, is that someone wanted me to do all the nice little classic systems, which I'll slowly do, because we've got the PlayStation one, which really is, it's good to mod it. That's about all it's good for. Of course, we've got the NES Classic, which is my second favorite out of all of these little classic consoles. This would be my all-time favorite, which is the SNES Classic. Great selection of games. And then we've got the Sega Genesis Mini, what was recently released, which is the TurboGrafx. And then, of course, these are more of the flashbacks. You have your ColecoVision. They did do a Sega flashback, but the Mini one is much better. And then the one I've been playing the most right now is the Atari flashback. There is a Commodore 64 one. There's a mini one that came out, which had a lot of problems because the keyboard doesn't work. But they are releasing a full-size C64. It is already out in, I believe, UK. They have not released the date for the North American, but it will be coming to North America. That's the one you're going to want because the keyboard works. You'll actually be able to play like Chip's Challenge and even, I think, Wii Ski is going to be on that. And then all the old DOS games. They even have some of the text games, I believe. I don't know if it has Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but there are 64 games on that little mini console. So I will do these at one point. I will probably start with this one because I never got a TurboGrafx 16 when I was young, because at that time you really could only stay with one game system, and I went with Nintendo. I started with Atari, then went with NES and SNES, and then N64. I didn't get actually a Sega Genesis until, oh gosh, just like 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. But this has always been a system I've wanted. It's got some really good games on it. It's even got the original Rondo of Blood, Castlevania Rondo of Blood, which is better in some ways than Dracula X is what we got, and possibly the best shooter game, Blazing Lasers. So I will go through those. I'm trying to get Texas Cat to be involved in that one. And then, of course, Texas Cat and I will be doing Portal 2 as the first in the multiplayer mayhem. But back to these again, highly recommend. You can still pick them up. As more come out, they will be talked about on the Numbskull site. I believe Numbskull has a Facebook, so not a bad thing to take a look at that. And the last bit of news is anyone that was planning on going to Classic Game Fest in It was end of July in Austin. They officially postponed it to October 10th and 11th. If you already bought tickets for the July event, it will be good for the October event. They're still going to have all the game competitions like they normally do. Supposedly all the vendors aren't going to have issues. And hopefully it'll be cooler, because end of July, Austin is not really known for cooler temperatures. So, hope you liked it. Again, pick these up. I know one person that is begging especially for this one. Hopefully he'll get it. We almost went there today. And I will do some more when more of these come out. Look to the classic consoles, the classic mini consoles that I'll start doing. And then the next video we're going to do will actually be the Portal 2. So that one, Cat's played Portal. I have never played Portal, so it'll be interesting. So anyway, hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at these. And if you have any other ideas or any things you want us to review, just leave it in the comments. We'll probably start doing more live streams now that I've got a capture card that works. And the game footage is going to look a lot better because we can now go straight into the laptop. So you won't have basically a camera pointing at the TV. Someone wanted me to redo my swordless challenge, but I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. So, hope you liked it, and we will see you next time.